Good morning everyone, and thank you for joining me today to discuss our research focused on improving the calculation of the moment of inertia in stiffening rings on pressure vessel conical sections. My name is Isaac Dasa, I am a mechanical engineer, and together with my co-author Konstantinos Karamitzios, computer scientist, we prepared this presentation. The authors developed the presented research within my company. My company is a dynamic software development company based in Thessaloniki, Greece, with extensive knowledge on online software engineering techniques and experience on highly demanding software projects such as CRM platforms, omnichannel communication solutions, and websites. This presented work included in the newest company project, vClavis. The main expected outcome of the vClavis project is the development and demonstration of an innovative web-based mechanical engineering software for the design, study, and analysis of pressure vessels. Initially, please allow me to describe an overview of the presented work. The purpose of this work is to examine the calculation of the moment of inertia in stiffening rings in pressure vessel cones, focusing on the application of the Steiner theorem and the improvement of equations described in the British and European pressure vessel codes. A critical analysis of existing methods for moment of inertia calculations was performed, highlighting errors and limitations in the current equations used. The research also proposes a new approach that involves the direct application of the Steiner theorem without the need for additional tools such as AutoCAD. The study finds that a few terms in the equation in the British Pressure Vessel Code, PD 5500, lead to the underestimation of the moment of inertia due to the absence of the cosine term. This is the result of geometry simplification on behalf of the codes. Through modifying this equation, this study provides a more accurate method for calculating the moment of inertia. The findings of this study have practical implications for engineers who design pressure vessels under external pressure. The improved equation and the proposed method can help engineers perform these calculations accurately and efficiently, providing safer vessels. As I mentioned earlier, the purpose of this study is the calculation of the moment of inertia in stiffening rings in pressure vessel cones, focusing on the application of the Steiner theorem and the improvement of the respective equations in the British and European pressure vessel codes. Let me begin with some background on pressure vessels and why accurate structural analysis is so important. Pressure vessels are critical containment components used across many industries to safely store, transport, and transfer compressed gases and liquids. They feature a hollow cylindrical or spherical shell designed to withstand various pressures. As material and manufacturing costs rise, thinner vessel walls are often specified to reduce weight and expenses. While this leads to lower capital expenditures, it also magnifies the need for reliable structural analysis during design. Thinner cells are more prone to deformations like buckling if not properly reinforced. This is where stiffening rings play a key role. Stiffeners are structural elements attached around a vessel's circumference to enhance its integrity under pressure loads. Proper sizing and positioning of these rings is essential to prevent catastrophic failures. A fundamental parameter in stiffener sizing is the moment of inertia. This property represents an object's resistance to bending and twisting forces based on its mass distribution. Higher moment of inertia equates to greater structural strength. Calculating the moment of inertia accurately is critical for engineers performing stress analysis on stiffened pressure vessels to ensure they withstand rated pressure safely throughout their design. It was in reviewing international pressure vessel codes for guidance on moment of inertia calculation that my colleague and I noticed some shortcomings. Two major pressure vessel codes, the US ISME and the German AD 2000, simply mention that to calculate the stiffeners, the moment of inertia of the cone stiffener cross-section combined should be calculated although providing any more details. The other two main standards, the European EN 13445 and the British PD 5500 codes, provide a formula for the calculation of the moment of inertia. As said, the moment of inertia of a stiffening ring is a fundamental computational factor in order to determine whether it can hold the shell to which it is welded under external pressure. The main issue identified during calculation of cone sections under external pressure is that the formula provided by the European and British codes are only valid for one type of stiffener, the T-type, which is shown in the picture on the right. It was mandatory to accurately design the vessel that a systematic examination of existing methodologies for determining the moment of inertia of other stiffener cross-sections on conical parts, such as the one shown at the bottom, was necessary. The literature research performed led to the Steiner theorem application. Over the past year, we delved deeply into the underlying theory behind existing moment of inertia calculation procedures. We started by studying the mathematical foundation, Steiner's parallel axis theorem. This fundamental rule states that an object's moment of inertia can be determined about any axis by knowing its inertia about a parallel axis through the centroid plus the product of the area and the square of the distance between the axes. When combined with axis transformation equations, it provides a comprehensive framework for engineers to calculate the moment of inertia of various geometries with precision. This is pivotal for complex shapes, allowing engineers to simplify calculations by breaking down shapes into simpler components such as rectangles, triangles, circles, rings, etc. According to the Steiner theorem, a T-stiffener cone cross-section can be represented by three different simple shapes: a parallelogram representing the cone wall, and two rectangles, one for the web of the stiffener and one for the flange of the stiffener. For each of the three shapes, its moment of inertia to its center of gravity needs to be calculated, as well as its area and its distance between the axis of the center of gravity of the shape and the axis of calculation. With the addition of the angle of the center of gravity axis to the axis of calculation, a complete set of equations is set to calculate the total moment of inertia of the stiffener in relation to the cone axis, as it is required by the pressure codes. This calculation is illustrated through an example to allow the better understanding of the methodology adopted. Assuming a T-type stiffener on a cone section at an angle of 15 degrees and a thickness of 20 mm, the web part of the stiffener having a length of 91 mm and a thickness of 9 mm, and a 15 mm thick flange with a length of 200 mm, the flange and the web area are simply calculated, and also calculated is the center position, the centroid position, which is the center of mass. Next, we calculate the moments of inertia for the flange and the web, as well as the positional values for the flange, the web, and the cone section, which are required by the formula shown on the right, the formula used by the European and British pressure vessel codes. Applying all of these in the formula, the total moment of inertia of the cross-section is calculated. And one other thing that is clear from the analysis is that also the codes apply the Steiner theorem to produce the formula for the calculation of the moment of inertia. Through a more careful study of the formula provided in the code and cross-checking with the geometry, it is concluded that the cone section geometry is simplified in the pressure vessel code, as it represents the cone geometry with a rectangle shown at the top, even if the code demands that the calculation is performed for the cone central axis, axis X, shown here. This simplification could be valid and not impose a great error, as long as the cone angle is within a few degrees. In our approach, the conical part section is represented by its actual geometry, which is a parallelogram, as shown at the bottom, and the Steiner theorem is reapplied to produce the moment of inertia calculation. It is shown in the simple shape equations on the right to calculate the moment of inertia to the shape centroid that these two shapes yield different results. For analytical examination of how Steiner's theorem was being applied in the pressure vessel codes, we identified differences in the approaches for conical sections. More specifically, terms 3 and 4 of the code formula omit an important cosine factor tied to the true parallelogram cross-section shape of cones. These terms represent the cone section parallel transformation according to Steiner's theorem. The implication by this simplification is the underestimation of the moment of inertia due to the absence of the cosine term. To address this, a modification was proposed directly applying Steiner's theorem using the accurate geometry as defined by the cone angle rather than a simplified rectangular approximation. Moreover, since the formulas applied by the British and European codes is only valid for T-sections, current practice for designers is to design the cross-section meticulously and utilize CAD tools such as AutoCAD to get the correct moment of inertia calculation. With the proposed approach, the British-European formula is replaced by a direct application of the Steiner theorem, which is also included in our cloud-based tool vClavis. With this approach, no external tools such as AutoCAD are needed. Moreover, the correct geometrical representation of the cone section leads to much more accurate results. In the present example, at a 15-degree angle of the cone, the code formula shows an absolute relative error of more than 2% compared to the moment of inertia, as it is calculated through the mass prop function in AutoCAD, which is a well-established tool among engineers. With the proposed solution, the absolute relative error is smaller than 0.006%, which is practically identical to the analytical exact solution produced with the advanced CAD tool. For testing and validation, we developed detailed CAD models of sample stiffened cones across a range of typical design angles from 2 up to 45 degrees. Our proposed equation was then applied and the results were compared. The graph shows the absolute relative error of the code formula versus the analytical solution, which is identical to the proposed solution. For the same T-section stiffener, the two approaches show an exponential difference in the moment of inertia calculation for cone angles ranging between 2 and 55 degrees. For cone angles up to 10 degrees, the relative error between the two approaches is less than 1%. However, for higher cone angles, the code formula severely underestimates the moment of inertia, up to 50% for a 45-degree cone angle. This leads to increased material cost and pressure vessel weight. Indicative numbers are shown here to highlight the material increase required for a cone angle of 20 degrees, for example. To match the moment of inertia provided through our solution, the classic approach would need to increase either the cone thickness, the flange thickness, or the flange length by the percentages shown in the bottom table. The most significant conclusions produced in this study are that the ENNPD underestimate moments of inertia, leading to heavier and more expensive stiffeners. The proposed solution facilitates the calculation also for various other stiffener geometries, allowing engineers to achieve higher efficiency in stiffener calculations without needing external tools. In closing, through our rigorous examination uncovering theoretical flaws and quantification of inaccuracies, we believe significant improvements can be made to pressure vessel analysis procedures and codes. Our improved moment of inertia calculation method more accurately represents vessel geometries. With confidence in more precise stiffener sizing, engineers can now realize performance targets more optimally without compromising safety margins. It is our hope that modern standards will consider incorporating approaches like ours to strengthen the structural reliability evaluations industry-wide moving forward. Thank you all for your time and attention today. For any questions on the presented work, please do not hesitate to contact me in the email shown here. Goodbye.